How to build generational wealth. You must not be so lucky to already have it, but there are still so many ways that you can start creating generational wealth right now. You just have to start. Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the Finance Queen. My name is Isha and I welcome you back to my finance channel. Now today what I really wanted to talk about is how to build generational wealth, especially if you're somebody who is not very good with finances and just wants to start. And even if you're not a beginner on just somewhere on the middle level, this video will still be very informative and useful for you guys. So take notes and don't forget, before we get into the video, do give this video a thumbs up and also do subscribe to the channel. It just helps me pass on this message to a lot more people and a bigger audience. And these are very important messages. I feel like financial education is very important, and I personally think and I wish that I was taught all of these things back when I was at school. But little did I know that we're not really taught many things at school or even at college that actually help us in real life once our education has ended. These are the things many of us actually learn the hard way. If you are on this journey, then I welcome you on this platform. And now let's get straight into the video. Building generational wealth has a lot to do with your mindset. If you're mentally not there, it may be very difficult for you. Well, there are a certain few steps that you may, of course, take, which I'm going to get into within a few minutes. But obviously, the first thing is to start believing that you can do this. And once you have that belief in yourself, then there's nothing you cannot do. All those people that you see self-made or who are building generational wealth at the moment, they take very wise decisions with their money. But what is so different about those people is that they start right now. No matter how much money they have at the moment, they start making the right decisions right now, and it gets them somewhere later down the line, maybe in 5 years or in 10 years, or maybe even if it takes 20. It's okay, because we are talking generational wealth, and that is something you pass on to your generations. So it is not a game of 2 days or 4 days or an overnight success kind of a story. This is something that requires a lot of consistency and persistency. First off, what I need you to start doing is, of course, save your coins. Saving is so important. You will see everybody talking about saving. Yes, some people don't really believe in saving because they think that if you start saving, you're not really earning more, and yes, that is a valid point. However, when we are talking about generational wealth, there is always a guideline where you have to kind of start, and it always does start with saving, believe it or not. If you get to that level and to that point where you have enough active and passive income, then you can start talking about how saving is completely useless. However, if you're not even there on that level yet, then you cannot even afford to say how saving is not a healthy thing to do, because it's absolutely necessary to do this thing. So start saving your coins. The idea is, if you sit down right now with yourself and think about how much money you're spending on those extra clothing items, even from sales racks. Yeah, it may say it's on sale, but you buying those things consistently, little drops add up to make a whole ocean, right? So when you keep spending on these small things here and there, thinking, oh, it's nothing, let me just get that shirt, let me just get that bag. If you're a male or a female, all these extra expenses that are really not necessary, the more you keep spending on these, of course, by the end of every month, you sit down and you think, oh my God, I didn't even need half of these things that I bought already anyway. Why did I spend all this money? You could have saved that money and maybe invested that somewhere better, right? Rather than in clothes and your extra coffees in the morning from Starbucks all the time. You can actually make your coffee at home, and it tastes a lot better, actually, in my opinion. You can also pack your meals, pack your lunch when you go for work, rather than always sitting at the local canteen to have your meals. You can start saving so much extra money that you otherwise just spend on little unnecessary things. Also cut down on all those subscriptions that you don't even need, whether it's Prime, and then you have Netflix, and then you have so many Apple apps that you just don't need, and all those extra games you have on your phone. Maybe just cut those out, because every single month all of this adds up, and sometimes it's a couple of £100. You don't need that, do you? Now, if you are a little old school, you probably like the idea of journaling everything, or maybe writing your expenses down on a diary. However, I feel like nowadays we have so many useful apps, like we have Emma, we have Yolt. I have used Yolt personally myself, and I completely love it. It's like a budgeting app where it helps you track your expenses. It helps you track your income as well as your outgoing and expenses and all of that. And it really helps you to stay within your limit and within your means and within your budgets. Of course, who is going to come and set these budgets for you? It's going to be you yourself. You need to know what budget you want to keep for, you know, maybe your travel costs every month, or maybe your food expenses per month, your groceries, or your extra little shopping that you want to do. You need to budget these things out, have a plan, and then set these budgeting limits on your app or on a diary if you're writing it down. It doesn't really matter. As long as you do this thing and you keep track of your progress, you're gonna do just fine. I will give you guys a link to Yolt and Emma down below. I obviously don't get anything from these, and this video is not even sponsored. However, it's gonna help you to start your journey, because that's what I would love for you to do and start right now if you're watching this video. Assessing your earnings right now would be a very good idea. So after watching this video, maybe sit down and assess everything that's coming in and everything that's going out, and you might be in for a surprise, because you'll be like, oh my god, wait a minute, I did not even realize I was spending so much extra money on these things. Maybe I should cut down on eating extra food all the time outside on the weekends. Maybe I could just eat out 2 days a week rather than every single day. And maybe I could just make my own coffee at home rather than going to Starbucks every single day. And there's so many other unnecessary things that you must be doing at the moment in your daily routine, that, you know, you're unconsciously doing these things because it's like, okay, it's just £2, okay, it's just £3 on the go, okay, this is just £4, okay, this is just £20, let me just buy this real quick. But then all of these things add up, and then they give you a headache by the end of every single month. Are you going to be able to build generational wealth? No. This way, not at all. Your number one very, very crucial step at the University of Isha, I'll always ask you to start saving, because that's one thing I wish I had learned earlier on in life, but I didn't. I learned this thing the hard way, but obviously ever since I've learned this, it has changed my life, and I would want the same for you also. So start saving. I cannot emphasize enough on this. Let's get to our next point. Now you must be thinking, okay, done with the saving. That was a big lecture, Isha. What do we do next? I think my next point would be, you have two ways now. There is active income, and then you have passive income. So you must be thinking, okay, where do I start? Well, the idea is to, of course, as a startup, you'll have to do active income first. On the side, alongside, you're actually going to build some extra sources of income which count as passive income. So this is what you're going to do, and that's the best strategy that anybody can follow, whoever wants their financial situation to be better. And especially today, we are talking about building generational wealth. So for that purpose, this is a very crucial step to make, because you have to have an active job where you spend a certain few hours every single day, probably a few hours a week or whatever, and in exchange for those hours, you actually get your pay, your hourly income, or your salary, wages. So active income could be a job. And well, if you don't have a job or you don't want to do a job, that's okay. You can still do active income in a way where, you know, you do something online, whether you take surveys or whether you are a freelancer online, writing for people, or maybe making Facebook ads for other companies. That is an active job, because you're spending hours every single day to complete those tasks and then get paid by the end of every single month, which would be your first step after your savings. Savings should become like a habit and like a lifestyle for you at this point. And the next thing is to have a secure job, and if not a job, then that's okay. Become your own boss if that's what you like. If you like convenient working hours, then this is what you can do. You can just become a freelancer. Upwork is a great platform where you can start posting your services and skills. I also love Fiverr. I've given you guys a link down below also. It's free to sign up, and you can start, you know, displaying your services and your skills on the website. And I think Fiverr is amazing because it already has clients, so you don't really have to market it as much or anything. You just get clients. You know, you have to have a great profile, make sure you get reviews, and your ratings keep going up. So do your clients one by one. The more reviews and the more ratings you have on Fiverr, the more customers you get eventually. And make sure that the gigs that you write are top-notch, you know, really detailed, and the customer should know what it is that you actually provide, and in how many days are you gonna complete the task basically. And that is also an active source of income, which you'll be spending your time on those tasks and you will get your money. You can also start selling products online. I think Amazon FBA is amazing for people. I know people who are doing really, really well on that. Then you have Etsy, which by the way, I am a fan of Etsy. I do Etsy myself also, so I'm really happy with that. And then if you want me to, by the way, do another video on Etsy and stuff like that, then do let me know. I have so much content lined up that I have to do for this month. I have been on a break for 1 month, but anyway, I'm back now, coming back to the subject. I don't want to bore you guys. You can also sell items on eBay, Amazon. There is so much you can do online. There's also so many people who actually sell their services and skills and even their products on Craigslist. So there are so many platforms that you can use for free or maybe for just a little fee, and you can start selling whatever it is you want to sell online. Again, this is also going to be an active source of income for you, but at least it will get the cash flow going. And having some sort of cash flow going for you at the moment is very, very important, because of course you have expenses and you have all of those things. But then when you start having bigger cash flow, what happens is you get so much more chances and opportunities to use that money wisely. Now you have your savings going and now you have cash flow. And when you have all that extra money that now you're not spending anywhere, but you're just keeping it saved up, then with that money you can actually start investing in stocks and make all the wiser decisions that you have not done before probably. You can start investing in properties, get some land, buy a house, rent it out, buy a lot of land if you can, go to auctions, maybe buy some cars, resell the cars. There's so many things you can do when you have that extra amount of money just lying there by your side. And you definitely want to make those wise choices where you don't let your money just sit in the savings account itself, because that's not doing anything. The smart thing to do with money is to let that money work for you. And that's only possible when you invest that money, not spend that money. Spending money is just you giving out your money in exchange for a product or a service that you may need temporarily, but in the long run, it's just gonna vanish anyway. So it's kind of like a liability. Investing your money is you giving that money out in exchange for an asset where that money could actually grow with time. That asset could grow with time. Now, whether it's stocks, whether it's land, property, anything, index funds, whatever, they grow with time. So you're basically investing your money in those things that's going to keep on growing with time. And that is the key. If we are talking about generational wealth, investing is key. There is no other way. And when we are talking about active income, you honestly in this day and age have no excuse whatsoever. You can sell items online, you can sell your services online. There's so many platforms you can use for free, whether it's for products, whether it's for selling your services. If not any of that, then you probably are somebody who's really good at playing basketball. Why not become a coach? Maybe you're somebody who's really good at maths and English. Why not become a tutor and teach other children about English and maths? So many things you can do online or offline, and honestly you just have to brainstorm for a while. Ask somebody around you what it is that they see is special in you, or what it is they see in you that you could do. Because if you're not able to see things in yourself, you sometimes have to ask other people, okay, what do you think I'm really good at? Just ask around and you will get the answers, and then work on those skill sets that you already have. Learning new skill sets sometimes takes more time, and it also sometimes costs money. If you want to learn a new skill, you'll have to probably get some coaching, you'll have to get some classes and stuff like that, and that always costs. So if you want to start immediately, then start with the skills that you already have and then build from there. My next point would be passive income. Now we have talked about savings, we have talked about active income, how important both of these things are. They all go hand in hand. You can't just do one thing and then not focus on the other, because that way you will obviously not grow. If you focus only on savings, not doing the other two, how will that even make a difference? And so yeah, vice versa. So let's talk about passive income right now. So passive income is where you, in the beginning, of course, it takes time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of work, but once you have set those systems in place, then there's nothing much you have to do really with your time. The money just keeps making more money. Or if you have a channel, let's say, with time it just keeps generating more money without you doing as much as you had to do in the beginning. Let's say if you invest in properties, it keeps making more money, it goes up. If you invest in stocks, in the right stocks, obviously, the money keeps going up, right? Without you having to sit there and put your hours into it all the time just to make some extra money. So passive income is, well, it sounds a lot easier, but to be honest, starting anything that will generate passive income later down the line is a task of its own. In the beginning, it does require time, it does require skills, it does require your energy and everything from you, you know. I also already have a very detailed video about 7 ways to earn passive income that you can actually watch. I think that's a very useful video. You'll have all those ways of earning passive income outlined in that video, which is already on this channel. But coming back to passive income right now, be assured that you will have to spend some time in the beginning. You'll have to invest a lot of energy, maybe even a little bit of money in the beginning. Now, whether it's you investing in stocks, it takes time. You have to learn, you have to keep saving, you keep investing little by little, and with time it keeps on growing. So once you have a big enough portfolio, you can earn enough dividends to live off on. Or even if you invest in crypto, let's say, you know, with time it may go up. Especially there's certain currencies that I think we know that, you know, will obviously end up doing hopefully a lot better, and some of them are probably just memes. However, I do have a very detailed video on my current portfolio, and we've talked about currencies as well. I also talk about these things on my TikTok, so you might want to follow me there also, and on my Instagram reels and stuff like that. I do talk a lot about these things. But however, right now we're talking about passive income. So whether it's investing in land, property, stocks, crypto, by the way, when you're investing, make sure you do your research enough on these things, because it does take time, right? You'll have to do your research, you'll have to really dig into this and get into this mindset of money. You know, you need to have a money mindset if you want to be financially independent and have all that freedom. If you think money is bad, or people who have money are bad and stuff, then of course money is actually energy, and you need to understand it's only going to come to you if you're welcoming towards money. If you keep on resisting money, it's just not going to come to you. It's going to go to somebody who actually believes in money, who actually believes in the power of money, and who does the right thing and does their research. So do your due diligence, because you have to do your research, especially if you want to invest in crypto and in stocks. You need to know about the companies, you need to know everything about those things. However, of course, I have detailed video on those subjects, so you may want to watch those later. For now, start focusing on ways to make passive income, and don't be in a rush. This is going to be my sincere advice for you. Don't be in a rush, because passive income in the beginning always takes time to get to that point where it will make enough money for you where you can survive easily, right? Whether it's you making a YouTube channel. Now, it sounds easy. YouTube channels are so easy to make, but at the same time, if you're thinking about money, it may not make you any money in the first year, second year, even third year. You never know. Once you have maybe around 200 to 500 videos, it may pick up. It may even do sooner. You don't know. So that's the risk involved. It does pick up over a period of time, but of course, to get there, there is so much energy that goes into it, there's so much work that goes into it, and you'll be spending hours and hours and hours working without getting any instant result. And it may put you off in the beginning a lot, because you're like, oh my god, I'm investing my money in stocks, but it's just a couple of hundred every single month. Obviously, that's not going to give me enough dividends, right? Or, oh my god, I'm putting so many videos on YouTube, but of course my ad revenue is nowhere near what I want, and I'm not even getting sponsors or whatever. So yes, in the beginning, it may really show you a very, very hard time, but in the long run, of course, it will give you the results. You just have to hang in there, okay? So guys, this was my video for today. Saving, active income, and then passive income. This combination of all these 3 things together, it will take you off. It will take you on another level. You just have to start right now, okay? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more motivational and financial videos. Thank you for watching, guys. My name is Isha. I am the finance queen. You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram also, and stay in touch with me. And if you have any suggestions you would want to see in my next video, let me know. Now go and watch my other videos and stay on top of your money game. See you guys in my next video.